All right, getting started just a few minutes late. I apologize about that, but I was trying to work some technical difficulties out with my guest here. I want to welcome to the show this stream, Darren Cunningham.
What's
What's good, man?
What's going on?
Good. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Sure. Like I said, thank you for having me, man. Nice to meet you as well.
All right. I'm Bite Down Boxing. My name is Woodwell. I'm not Bite Down Boxing, but I do all the work over there. So you can check me out at www.bitedownboxing.com. Please support the channel and the website by if you do bet on sports or wager. This is just for the listeners. I put the link in the comment section that you could use at betus.com.pa. And if you set up an account and use the promo code join125, it'll help me out. So I appreciate that 3,000%. But let's get into Darren Cunningham. Man, sometimes this information that I get isn't always right, but they have you listed as a super bantamweight.
No, that is correct.
Okay. They just messed me up with my last guest on all my information, but they have you at a super bantamweight, one of my favorite divisions, by the way. You are 14, 1-7, with 7 knockouts. I saw, in 2019 you were linked with Devin Haney a lot. Still any connection there, or what's going on with you guys?
That's always gonna be my brother. Yeah, we still connected, we still tight.
Okay. Now you're born in St. Louis, but how'd you get out to Vegas?
Actually, yeah, like I was born and raised in St. Louis. I reached out to Devin's father, which is Bill Haney, and they gave me the opportunity to come out here, and I'm forever grateful and thankful for them, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't even be in the position that I'm in right now. So, shouts out to them.
How long ago was that?
This was 16.
Okay. Oh wow, y'all been at it for a minute then.
Yeah.
So what was going on in St. Louis? I mean, you started boxing out there. What age did you start boxing at?
I started boxing at 8 years old, and once I wanted to turn professional, I felt as if I would have to leave the city. So when the time came, I just ended up leaving, especially if I wanted to go far in boxing. It wasn't too much really going on there.
Okay. So what, you left it like 18 then?
Yeah, about 19, yeah.
18, 19. Okay. All right, man. So you're back in the winning side of the column, man. You had your first loss, unfortunately, last August to Joseph Ambo. This was for the vacant NABF junior super bantamweight title.
Yeah.
Went down a couple times in that fight, but it's by the scores that I'm seeing, it looked like you did something right. In an 8-round fight, as close as it ended up being. But was it an off night, man? What was going on?
Like, if I didn't suffer those knockdowns, then I definitely would have won the fight. But, prior to the fight, I had a bad training camp, with my old coach, former world champion, Mickey Bay. Training camp was, piss poor. But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter, make no excuse. And this was my first time having a cut, and everybody froze up as far as Mickey, so the cut man, shout out Kenny Ellis, he came and, helped me say the night.
Okay. What'd you learn from that? I mean, you just talked about the camp was ran poorly. Now, was that your fault or kind of Mickey's fault?
Oh, definitely Mickey Bay fault. As far as during the whole 6 to 8 weeks, I probably hit the mitts 2 times.
Anything,
yeah, that's why I'm going into detail. Like I said, through the whole 8 weeks, I hit the mitts 2 times. Sometimes we'll go to the gym and not being able to.
That's unfortunate. And,
during the whole time, he didn't know whether he wanted to be a trainer, whether he wanted to fight, whether he wanted to manage fighters. So it was just a lot, but trial and error, you live and you learn, and I'm back, and that's all that mattered.
So how'd you handle all of this going into fight week? I mean, that was your first fight, I believe, on this side of the map. I know you were at you've been at Madison Square Garden as well. But it was in Atlanta or Decatur where this happened. How did you how did you manage the relationship with you and Mickey to fight week and going into this situation? You had to have had a sense that this isn't normal.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like since everything was already locked in, it put me in a position where I really didn't have a choice. But, my advice to, young guys coming up, if something's not right, you can't fight, point blank period, and it's like, I feel like a part of that, well, most of it was definitely on me because at the end of the day, I still had the choice to say whether I wanted to fight or not. So, I have to live with those consequences at the end of the day.
That's unfortunate, man. Because and he was just on several podcasts talking about how he was done wrong. So I would expect him to be a little more on top of things with the young fighter.
But at the end of the day, when you never been in that position, I mean, you tell me, how do you know what to do? Fighting and training.
Definitely. Now, man, you from St. Louis? You related to?
I said fighting and training are
Go
two
ahead. You
different.
were breaking up a little bit.
I said fighting and training are two different things. So you know, you just have to choose whichever one it is
I
that you want.
think you froze.
Can you hear me now? It's good.
Agreed. Agreed.
Is it good?
You related?
I said, is the connection good now?
I apologize. It's a little lagging. I apologize for that. I don't know if it's your side or my side, but can you hear me all right now?
Hear you good. I can hear you good.
Oh, okay. Um, well, you come back, you bounce back, to come back and get a victory. First fight with Rafael Ramos, who they listed in this article is coming from the Roger Mayweather School of Boxing, and you seem to be very upbeat about that relationship. So, what was the big change in fight one?
I mean, first and foremost, the big change was, he was focused solely on me, so that's what it's about. And he take his craft very serious. So, that's what I love about him the most. Like he's a very passionate, not only passionate coach, but just a passionate person about what he's doing. And especially with us competing as fighters, our life is going on the line every time. So if everybody that's around you not going to war with you, then they gotta separate themselves. That's how I feel personally.
I hear you. Um, what was the approach to that fight? Because you mentioned in this article that's on Boxing Scene that announces your fight for February 25th. You mentioned that in your opinion, it takes two fights for a fighter and new trainer to get on the same page. So how did you guys manage fight one, knowing that it was imperative that you get a victory that night? To not take any further setbacks and whatnot in your career.
For sure. I mean, we both came in on the same page, and we just locked in, and we took it. Like I said, we're gonna take it one fight at a time. But during the short time that we did have, we was locked all the way in from every day. So that was the big change for me.
What now? I mean, a lot of us boxing fans are very familiar with Roger, from watching him with his nephew and Floyd and all the HBO shows. And I guess when they moved over to Showtime as well, with him being, from this school of Roger Mayweather, what's some of the major training points or, points of focal points for him?
Well, for him, it's first and foremost is defense. So that is a big piece that I feel as if that I was missing in my game. So defense as well as moving my feet and my head. So that was what we focus on the most, and it's been great ever since, to be honest. But it would take a guy like himself, that has been around not only world champions but been around the sport, longer than I've been alive, to be able to see and show me the right way.
Well said. Well said. What grade did he give you on the first fight, man? What was the after the victory? Did he have any things that he wanted to make sure you knew right away, or going into the next camp?
Yeah, he gave me an A
Okay.
solely because as you can see in my fight August 14th, I didn't have my hands up. I wasn't really moving my head, sort of. the fact that just having my hands up the whole time and moving my head, that was that one step at a time, so he was, ecstatic about it.
Now help me out, man, and help anybody that views this after, and us fans. A lot of us don't live near gyms and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
To me, I'm watching fights and it seems stupid for a fighter to have his hands down. So how do you guys, or how did you can only speak for you, how did you develop a bad habit like that?
I feel like I mean, I agree with you to say that it's just stupid because, like the ref tell you, protect yourself at all times. So if you're not doing that, then hey, you're already at odds with yourself.
Yeah. Like I said, I see guys now, but I see guys if they are good with their feet, you can get away with your hands down a little bit more. But sometimes I see guys standing right in front of somebody with their hands down, and I didn't know if you were getting ready to say something or not.
No,
Okay. So February 25th is the
your connection was lagging a little bit. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, we good.
I was just saying, did you hear what I said? Was some guys that move their feet a lot, or have good movement,
They
use the ring a lot. I understand when they drop their hands and you get that space, but to stand right in front of a guy with the hands down, I just don't get that.
Nah, that's no good. No good.
Hey, so okay. February 25th in Phoenix, and it's Ernesto Guerrero.
Uh-huh.
A lot of fights with this guy, but he is about a 500 fighter. I don't know, 30 wins, 32 losses or something, 19 knockouts. What can we expect to see from you in this fight?
You can expect me to, be displaying, what I'm getting taught in training on a day-to-day basis from, moving my feet, working my jab, and just having that superior defense.
And you mentioned in this article that they had on here you want to get into the big fights.
Uh-huh.
Tons of big names at super bantamweight. And how do you make that happen, man?
Continue to win. Everybody love a winner. The more I win, the more I put myself in position.
Okay. So now I'm looking at this guy's record, expecting you to be prepared. I think it should be not an easy night of work for you, but a successful night of work. So when is there a plan already in place for when you return to action after this fight?
No, not just yet, but being a fighter, all you can do is take it one day at a time. So, we're not gonna overlook February 25th, not even a little bit.
Okay. That's gonna be at I had it written down here somewhere. Maybe it was on here. You pull up your box rec. That's what I was looking at. It's not even on there yet. That's why. It was in an article, I believe, the Phoenix Theater or something, the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix. I'm sorry. Anybody else on that card that we would know of? Just
to be honest, I'm not sure.
Like I said, it's not on box rec just yet. It's just mentioned in the article that's out there. So yeah, it is Ernesto Guerrero, 33 and 32, 19 knockouts. And the card is Iron Boy Combat Sports. So that's at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. So man, what do you think, moving forward, man? You get the cosign from Devin Haney, and I'm imagining you guys get some rounds in together from time to time.
Yes, for sure.
So what do you think you bring to the super bantamweight division, that puts you in the mix with the top guys? I mean, we see Raiz out there who lives in Vegas, a Vegas guy. Fulton is making a lot of noise, Omar or Figueroa. There's some good names there. So, how do you think your skills line up with those guys?
Sure, I think I know I bring a lot of excitement to the 122-pound division. I just gonna continue to work and continue to win to put myself in position against any one of those top names.
Who who would you like to as like that fight that would help you break out? Who do you think is somebody that's realistic that you could that could get a fight that could get made for you to get that opportunity to really take that step forward?
I would feel like um, somebody with a great record who been maybe a former world champion to put me right in position to fight any one of those guys that have a belt. There's no specific order that I would want, but just anybody who have a belt, like I want to fight. Like I need that. I'm back to my city.
Okay. You've appeared on several, like at least three Devin Haney cards and whatnot. And he mentioned in the one video I saw that that you were signed to maybe his Devin Haney Promotions or the Dream Promotions. Well, I can't remember what it is exactly. Any chance moving forward of you getting? I know right now his fight is, or what's going on with him is kind of up in the air. But do you think that'll be an opportunity for you guys to reunite on a card this
Oh yeah,
year, maybe?
yes, no doubt. Right now, as of right now, I am a free agent, but any opportunity coming from DHP, we ready.
And not trying to get too much into your business, but are there any opportunities, on the table for you, or maybe in a fight or two, you would expect some, I mean, there's all kind of platforms right now. Do you see, do you think you can get at least 2 or 3 more fights in 2022?
If not five, my goal is at least 5 to 6 fights.
Okay. I like ambitious then. I like that. I like that. So, hey, I might try to check back with you after the fight, man.
Oh,
Like you
no,
said,
no doubt. I look forward to coming right
it's
back.
kind of difficult to see. Okay, let's do that. Where can fans check you out on your social media?
Everybody can follow me on Darren Cunningham the third on all platforms. Keep on following me and supporting me. I appreciate y'all.
Did you throw it out there? We didn't get to hear you.
Oh, you didn't hear? I said you can follow me on all platforms at Darren Cunningham the third. Continue to support me and keep following me on my journey. I appreciate y'all in each and every way.
Okay, appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, I hate that the signal has been a little sketchy. I turned off my TV to try to take stuff off of my my Wi-Fi, and I'm
Oh,
plugged
yeah,
in. We're gonna have to come back and do it again.
it's gonna be better when we come back after the fight.
Definitely. Hey, just looking at the last name in your, in your location, man, you're not related to the trainer Cunningham, are you?
Not through blood, but through marriage. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. We talk about that next time.
Okay. Thank you
Appreciate
for
you, man.
it.
Thank you. I do want to apologize. I don't know what he was on. I got a couple of bars in my house, and like I said, I am hardwired into my computer, but the interview was a little laggy, and I don't want that to be any reflection on him. I do have an extra person in my household right now that's using up some of the bandwidth. So that is what it is. But definitely, man, he seems like a pretty uh cool young fighter. He is 24 years old. Like I said, man, I root for the smaller guys in the sport, or not smaller in terms of divisions and whatnot, but like you said, he's a free agent. Um, he is going in here against a guy whose record, like I said, is 33-32 or whatever I just said, Ernesto Guerrero. Uh, 33-32 with 19 knockouts. So I root for that level of guy, a fighter. And I'm hoping that the loss that he suffered, you know, and got to keep in mind now, it's two sides to every story. So I hear what he's saying, and I take him at his word. But like I said, I did mention, Mickey is a guy that was just on a couple of podcasts talking about how terribly he was treated and managed and whatnot by when he was with Mayweather Promotions, and what they did to his career. And here it is, you go through a 6 to 8 week camp with the young fighter, and the man said that he only hit the glove, only worked the mitts twice. You know, I don't really understand that. So that's unfortunate, and that's why I try to, you know, I try to point this out all the time, man. And I have the utmost respect for these fighters and what they go through, the sacrifices they make, and just trying to navigate through the world of boxing, business wise, just terrible, terrible. But he bounced back, came back and got got him a victory his last time out, and now he's back in the ring again against Ernesto Guerrero. Has to make that man pay so he can move forward. So again, I appreciate you for checking out this video. If you did join the, or if you check it out after it posts, and I want to wish the best to Darren Cunningham, and look forward to seeing him, more from the guy. Hopefully, also before Darren, I was able to talk to Ernesto Tito Mercado. He was listed as a super lightweight, but he said he's fighting at lightweight. He fights this Saturday. So, like I said, hopefully you checked out both of these videos. I know the big names, everybody is enamored with the big names in boxing, but I appreciate everybody's time. So again, my name is Wood. You can check me out on www.bitedownboxing.com. Please help out the channel. If you do bet on sports, all sports, I put the link in the chat, in the live chat, that you could use, but it's www.betus.com.pa. And if you sign up, open an account, and do that using promo code JOIN125, it could help me out. So I appreciate that. Bite Down Boxing, don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.